episode of WoW. Santana Garrett, the former WoW World Champion, getting a shot tonight against the WoW World Champion, Maverick.
It couldn't be more fitting that Abilene came out and accepted it, because Kenny G is watching down on his little girl, Santana Garrett, tonight. Kenny G, a great independent wrestler, and he's going to be watching his daughter tonight.
And their opponents, Crystal Waters and Sandy Shore. Spring Break 24/7.
Well, David, if you need a little bit of sunshine in your life, here comes Spring Break 24/7. Sandy Shore, Crystal Waters, they're always bringing the party 24/7 to WoW.
That's right. I wish they'd bring those beach balls into the ring and then pop them off to the crowd. I'd love to see the beach balls.
Sandy Shore, Crystal Waters taking time to pose here on the corners to the fans.
Ben Scheinberg, our referee for this opening match of WoW, and we're going to get it underway. Sandy Shore in there against Rebel Hayes.
And Rebel Hayes, a new heavy metal sister under the mentorship of Fury. Over the last several weeks, you can see the friendship, the sisterhood has developed between these two. And of course, Spring Break 24/7, Sandy Shore and Crystal Waters have been teaming here at WoW for quite some time and trying to get their footing in the Tag Team Championship standings, David.
Certainly have.
This is a great opportunity for either team to really make a stand and show that they deserve a Tag Team Championship shot. I mean, we've seen Goldie Collins and Katarina Jinx, who are fairly new WoW superheroes, get that opportunity. And they've taken the WoW Tag Team Champions, the Mother Truckers, to their limit. But now Sandy Shore says, I want that for Spring Break 24/7.
It certainly is, and Sandy Shore's taking over on Rebel Hayes now. She's trying to get to her feet, backing Sandy Shore up into the wrong corner, if you ask me. I think there was a tag made with Crystal Waters. Crystal Waters now coming over, leaping on her partner, and falling on Rebel Hayes.
Crystal Waters with a variation of the clothesline, now off the ropes with the basement drop kick to Rebel Hayes, hooks the leg, but that's not going to get you anything more than a 1 count at this stage in the game as Crystal Waters backs up to her corner, keeps things in their corner with Sandy Shore. Crystal Waters, Sandy Shore now working really well as a team. The double elbow drop, 2 now, followed up by Sandy Shore. Referee Ben Scheinberg again says just a 2 count, David.
Well, fans, coming up after this matchup, we're going to have that 3-on-3 match. Genesis, Exodus, and Ice Cold. That's coming up next on WoW. And let's not forget, tonight's special episode is the fact that Miami Sweet Heat returns to WoW tonight in there against Chantilly, Chella, and Holidead, who had that impressive win weeks ago. And our main event, of course, Santana in there against Abilene Maverick tonight. It's all on WoW. Right now, Fury getting tagged in by Rebel Hayes. Sandy Shore in trouble with Heavy Metal taking over.
And Rebel Hayes sending Fury right into Sandy Shore. And now Rebel Hayes putting Sandy Shore on that middle rope and rocking out. You know, David, she's talking about adding some more metal around her waist. She's looking for the Tag Team Championship opportunity as well as Fury. What a knee by Fury. Referee Ben Scheinberg says good enough for the 2 count. And David, you're talking about that triple threat matchup between Genesis, Ice Cold, and Exodus. It's coming up next, as you mentioned, now with the pin attempt from Sandy Shore.
That was a good pin attempt. Sandy Shore quickly jumping over the back of Fury, doing a modified sunset flip there from the side, if you will. Wasn't effective enough to get the job done, and Fury's taking over now. Sandy Shore in trouble, gripped by the chin, if you will. Rebel Hayes loving it.
You see how Fury has that knee buried right underneath the neck of Sandy Shore. Now she's taking Sandy Shore back to her corner, isolating Sandy Shore, which is basic, effective tag team wrestling. The Heavy Metal Sisters seem to be on the page now more than ever. Double clothesline from Fury and Rebel Hayes. Sandy Shore hanging in this contest, but as I was mentioning, David, that triple threat match coming up next between the members of Team Exile will certainly prove to be an interesting contest. That's a Bubba Bomb from Rebel Hayes, but still not good enough to put away Sandy Shore just yet. Rebel Hayes sending Sandy Shore into the corner. And trying to control and keep control of this matchup for her team, for the Heavy Metal Sisters. Forearm shots to Sandy Shore in the corner, and Rebel Hayes rocking out. She's amped up, David. Charging fully, but misses. Sandy Shore moves out the way, sends the legs of Rebel Hayes to the side, and cracks the back of Rebel Hayes, but doesn't have enough energy, David, to even make a cover.
Both competitors in trouble now as Ben Scheinberg starts the count. They've got to get over and make some tags.
Both ladies desperately need to make a tag. Tag to Crystal Waters. Tag to Fury now as Crystal Waters comes in. House of Fire on Fury. Can she maintain the momentum, David?
She quickly went over to snag Rebel Hayes and take her off of the apron so she couldn't interfere. Fury now over there with Sandy Shore.
Oh!
Crystal Waters rushing in, and Fury bends out of the way just in time. And Sandy Shore hit her partner, and now a slap across the face of Crystal Waters by Fury. Fury's got Crystal Waters up.
For her finishing maneuver, the fight of Fury as she connects, pins Crystal Water, and at this point it's all elementary. Fury and Rebel Hayes, the Heavy Metal Sisters, walk away with the victory.
Here are your winners, Rebel Hayes and Fury, the Heavy Metal Sisters. Introducing first from the unforgiving Australian outback, Exile.
David, we just saw the video package, of course, setting up this triple threat matchup, which was just announced as we see Exodus making her way to the ring. Once and for all, will we figure out who the leader of Exile is? Will the rift be settled? Will the differences be settled, David?
I think so tonight because they all wanted this match.
And her first opponent, Ice Cold.
We're talking about that freedom match that's going to be coming up between Coach Campanelli and Ariel Sky. This in itself is like a freedom match because I believe whoever wins this is going to be the leader of the pack, if you will, of Exile.
They were in the finals of the WoW Trios tournament, and now we see them fighting like this.
And the final competitor, Genesis.
For once and for all, we'll find out who the leader of this group is, possibly. Although Genesis has been claiming to be the leader for quite some time, but that's self-appointed.
These three personalities,
Exile, baby.
these three volatile alpha personalities are all in the ring against each other now.
Paige Prince of Ali, the official in charge of this all-important triple threat matchup, and Exodus.
Genesis was telling him to take an exit and just go out, and now Ice Cold and Exodus have teamed up against Genesis. And maybe this is going to be a 2-on-1 matchup.
Well, that's quite interesting. The last time we saw Exodus and Ice Cold, they were wrestling each other. But when both tried to get pinfalls, Genesis distracted the referee.
And Genesis tossed right out like a sack of potatoes out of the ring by her former partners. And I'm already calling them former partners. I don't think this is ever going to be a team again after this matchup.
And now Exodus and Ice Cold, middle of the ring, Ice Cold kicking out the legs of Exodus, the MMA specialist now. As Ice Cold tripped up by Genesis on the outside of the ring. Forearm shot, rocks Ice Cold. And Genesis just slams the head of Ice Cold into the ring canvas. Exodus with a forearm shot to the back. And she certainly has been fired up as of late. Clothesline by Ice Cold.
Nice drop by the leg across Exodus.
Each woman in there competing for her very own self, David.
No doubt about that, Nigel.
Genesis misses wildly with the kick, but connects with that one to the chest of Ice Cold, who kips right back up. The highly athletic Ice Cold. Genesis, it's a variation of the insect, but it's broken up by Exodus. Exodus is usually a more ground-based wrestler. But as of late, we've seen her lose her temper, lose her cool, David. Ice Cold charges Exodus.
Ooh, she tried to leap up over that shoulder, but the kick took off the head of Exodus.
She got a little height on that, going for a leg lariat, but she certainly missed the leg drop follow-up. And that buys Exodus some time in this triple threat matchup. And David, we can't forget tonight's main event, the WOW World Champion, Abilene Maverick. I cannot believe it, defending the championship and agreeing to do so against the former WOW World Champion, Santana Garrett. What an explosive main event that will promise to be now. Back in the ring, Exile in a headlock, in a rear chin lock.
All three of them.
All three except for Genesis, that is.
Good point. Thank you, Nigel, for noting that.
Oh, my goodness. And all three come down and explode. And now, all three women in the middle of the ring, working their way to get back up to a vertical base, David. Well, I certainly hope that Santana has a nice shot for Abilene Maverick for her disrespectful comments, but nonetheless, back to the in-ring action as Exodus and Ice Cold working together as a tandem, at least for now, against Genesis. Double knees. But there can only be one winner in this matchup, Dave.
Well, right now, Exodus has been taking over the most, but there, Ice Cold able to slide out of that maneuver. Ice Cold taking Exodus. No, I thought you would be taking her down. You know, they all know each other's maneuvers.
That's right, David. They trained together, they had lived together, and now they've been together as a group, going all the way to the Trios Tournament Finals, so you know they know each other like the back of their hand as Ice Cold tries to gain control in this matchup.
Well, Ice Cold making a mistake there, going away from continuing to pound on Exodus. As she took the break, Exodus got the upper hand. Here comes Genesis now. Genesis with the boots to Exile's member, Exodus.
Exodus got the upper hand. Genesis kicked her off. She was able to get the pinfall on Ice Cold.
Here is your winner, Genesis!
Genesis has been telling us, David, but now she's proven it, I guess.
Introducing first, accompanied by the fabulous Lana Star. From the Magic City, Lori and Lindsay Carlson, Miami Sweet Heat!
David, there's the familiar music. There's Lana Star, Miami Sweet Heat. And if one thing's for sure, David, they're always full of themselves.
You got that right, and those, by the way, are new jackets. The other original jackets have been framed and at the fabulous Lana Star's home.
And their opponents from Indio, California, and the dark side, Chantilly, Chella, and Holidead.
Chantilly, Chella, and Holidead. I was so impressed with their last matchup here on WOW. They were terrific in the ring, and they are becoming a great tag team. Of course, we saw Foxy Fierce come out with them last time, and Foxy's sister, Roxy, jumped into the ring to help her sister. And that gave Foxy's sister, Roxy, a little spark, if you will. Gave her that little energy, that little taste of being inside the WOW ring in front of the big crowd here in LA. And guess who's in training to become the next WOW superhero?
Is it Roxy, David?
You got that right, baby. Roxy, Foxy's sister, is in training at the WOW Training Center in Los Angeles, California, to become a member of the WOW superheroes. Tag team action getting ready to get underway here, fans. Eddie Furt, the referee. Looks like Lori Carlson is in there against Holidead first.
Lovely Lori gonna kick things off with Holidead. The leader of the Violence is for Everyone movement, but I think at this point she's got some new moves with Chantilly Chella. You know, we've seen Holidead dance. She's kind of broken out of the character that we've seen before. She seems to be a little bit more lighthearted.
Now hold it, did you just say you've seen her dance? Is that what you just said?
I saw her try to do a little dance move.
That was one step, baby. You haven't seen her dance.
Well, she was doing the two-step, David. Now she lights into Lori Carlson.
I tell you, we haven't seen Holidead break it out yet. But maybe she will. Maybe she will. That's something we got to look forward to.
That's right. Chantilly Chella keeps on dancing now. Side headlock from Holidead onto Lori Carlson in this tag team matchup. They're taking on, and we've heard them say it time and time again, the former three-time record-setting tag team champions, and Holidead and Chantilly Chella looking to add that championship to their collection, the WOW World Tag Team Championships. And the tag team division certainly has been heating up, David.
Certainly has. One might say the tag team division of WOW Women of Wrestling is the best in wrestling today.
There's certainly not a better women's tag team division than there is in WOW. Now as Holidead buries the knees to the midsection of Lori Carlson. Neck breaker after the knee drop. Somewhat of a double shot, if you will. Triple shot from Holidead, hooks the leg. And lovely Lori Carlson takes the leg drop right across the throat. Tag into Chantilly Chella from Holidead. The flapjack splash from Chantilly Chella. Great double team maneuver. And at this point, lovely Lori Carlson desperately needs to make a tag to her sister, David.
Lindsay wants in, and now she's got the opportunity. The tag is made.
Lori had the opening and was able to tag in Lindsay Carlson, the luscious one. And now double basement drop kick from Sweet Heat. Holidead in to break up the pin. And now referee Eddie Firth has his hands full to keep Holidead out of the ring. Holidead wanting no part of Eddie Firth now as Lindsay has her hands in the hair of Chantilly Chella. Springboard into a, what's she gonna do here? Arm drag, David. Incredible athleticism.
Nicely executed by Chantilly.
Leg sweep to the luscious one, Lindsay Carlson, who quickly kicks out and issues a leg sweep to Chantilly Chella of her own.
Chantilly and Holidead coming into their own here at WOW.
Chantilly fired up. Sweet Heat as of late has been on a winning streak, but so has the team of Chantilly Chella and Holidead. And now Chantilly has the hand of luscious Lindsay. And another interesting arm drag from Chantilly Chella. They're certainly bringing the action, the speed, and the intensity to Miami Sweet Heat.
No doubt about it, and Lindsay slow to get up, Nigel.
Chantilly Chella now off the ropes. It's a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker.
Lindsay backbreaker on Chantilly, Nigel.
She might have been slow to get up, but I think she had a plan in mind, and she was able to reverse the momentum of Chantilly Chella and punish that back. And now sending Chantilly Chella head first into the top turnbuckle, David.
The Carlson twins, the three-time tag team champions of WOW, are taking over.
And now Chantilly Chella in a world of hurt, courtesy of the luscious one now, as she taunts, luscious Lindsay taunts Holidead.
Holidead can't get in. Eddie Firth doing the right thing and sending her out. Shouldn't have fallen for it, because now Lindsay Carlson has taken advantage of Chantilly being weary. And now she's pounding away on her, pounding away, tagging her sister in. Lovely Lori, the high flyer of the two twins.
That's right, we've seen her coast to coast. We've seen her fly all the way across the ring now as she's using that bottom rope to injure the arms of Chantilly Chella, punishing them on the steel cable. I could see Lana Starr on the outside, David, just with a huge grin on her face.
Chantilly's forearms will be bruised tomorrow from being jerked across that bottom rope.
Well, you know, it's a steel cable, David, with just a little bit of tape on it, so bending the arms like that on that rope certainly does hurt. And now Miami Sweet Heat has Chantilly Chella in their corner, and it's really not a place to be if you're Chantilly Chella. This could really be where the matchup is won or lost, David. If Chantilly Chella can't make a tag, this thing could be over with very quickly. Nice double team maneuver from Miami Sweet Heat.
But Holidead comes right in and breaks up what was clearly going to be a pin.
Holidead saving the matchup possibly for her tag team partner Chantilly Chella. The frequent tags, though, continue with Miami Sweet Heat. Both sending Chantilly Chella into the ropes. Chantilly Chella pushes Lori
Girls
into
has got a
Lindsay.
little bit confused there. They hit each other, and Chantilly was able to take advantage of it.
Double noggin knocker. And this is the opening that Chantilly Chella was looking for. Tag to Holidead. Luscious Lindsay sit on a ride courtesy of Holidead. The atomic drop.
Big boot right to the chest of Lindsay.
Bicycle kick followed up with the spine on the pine. Spine buster, but lovely Lori in to break up the count.
That could have been a quick pin by Holidead of Lindsay.
Could have been, but Lori saved it. Nice pump kick from lovely Lori Carlson, who's now eating the forearm shots of Chantilly Chella.
Action is heating up. Lana Star coming up to the top rope. She steps down. Fabulous Lana Star, obviously thinking of interrupting the action here.
Wait, Lana Star on the outside. Looks like she hit a Holiday with that purse, and that's the Miami Vice from Sweet Heat. Lindsay Carlson hooks the leg, and it's over. Miami Sweet Heat walks away with the victory.
Here are your winners, Lori and Lindsay Carlson, Miami Sweet Heat.
Miami Sweet Heat, the winners of this tag team match.
The following contest is for the WOW World Championship. Introducing first, the challenger from Ocala, Florida. She is half of the All-American Girls, Santana Garrett.
David, we saw Santana Garrett join you in the middle of the ring earlier today, opening up WOW's broadcast, requesting a match with Abilene Maverick for the WOW World Championship. And surprisingly, it was Abilene Maverick who came out to answer the challenge of Santana Garrett, a former WOW World Champion, a locker room leader, and a mentor to so many here at WOW Women of Wrestling. What a main event matchup this promises to be, David.
And her opponent, accompanied by Jessie Jones from College Station, Texas. She is your WOW World Champion, the VIP, Abilene Maverick.
There we see the VIP, Abilene Maverick, accompanied by Jessie Jones. But David, that begs the question, where's Americana at? She's usually in the corner of Santana Garrett.
Good point.
Hopefully she's cheering her on from the backstage area. Santana Garrett seems to be the kind of competitor that wants to do things on her own. So even though Jessie Jones is out here, Abilene Maverick, she's got a fair fight in Santana Garrett. The VIP taking her time, making her way around the ring. And let's not forget the matchup
Nowhere tonight. Good
that
morning.
Abilene Maverick had with Santana Garrett's All-American Girl Tag Team partner, Americana.
Well, Abilene Maverick is still the WOW champion thanks to Jessie Jones. It could have been Americana indeed as the champ now. But no, here's the champion, Abilene Maverick. She still holds all the gold in WOW. Santana, a former champion, and she'd like nothing more than to get that gold around her waist again here in WOW.
David, two of WOW's most veteran superstars, two of WOW's most traveled, respected, and well-known, fighting each other for the WOW World Championship, the biggest prize in women of wrestling. David, this is what you call a big fight feel. Can you feel it in the air, David? The electricity for this world title matchup.
I can, and I'm a little worried, though, that Jessie Jones is on the outside. We're going to be underway now with the main event.
And now, referee Charlie Wu, the official in this main event WOW World Championship matchup, as the former champion Santana Garrett locks up with the current world champion Abilene Maverick. Maverick gets a handful of hair, but Santana Garrett not allowing it early going in this matchup.
Santana got the left wrist of Abilene Maverick, twisting her away. Abilene on the right knee. Santana now with the headlock, wrenching away on the world champion.
You have to think that the words from Abilene Maverick at the beginning of today's broadcast, David, certainly has added fuel to Santana's fire and desire to defeat Abilene Maverick for the WOW World Championship.
Her daddy's watching now. Kenny G is watching his little girl go for the gold tonight. When he was here last, she was the WOW champion.
And tonight, she could capture the WOW World Championship for the second time. Abilene Maverick, though, has those legs wrapped around the neck of Santana Garrett. Santana Garrett trying to fight her way out of the submission, doing a headstand, David.
Santana Garrett openly admitting in the ring earlier tonight that after her dad passed away, she somewhat lost herself. The emotion clear. And we're glad she's home now in WOW.
We certainly are, and David, she lost herself, but by helping out several others, the newest superheroes in the locker room, she certainly has refound herself. I think she found herself again, basically.
That's right. Doing that spinning maneuver off the rope, trying to get out of that hold, and Abilene Maverick didn't go for it.
Basic armbar applied by Abilene Maverick, but you see how she keeps that forearm right underneath the chin of Santana Garrett. Those are little details that Abilene Maverick does that sets her apart.
Now rubbing it in, putting it right to the chin, into the ear. That's how you get that cauliflower ear.
That's right, David. There's that bone just right on the jawbone, and that does not feel good. I can guarantee you that now as Santana Garrett charges and runs right into a back elbow from Abilene Maverick.
Abilene stretching back. Oh, stretching that left arm. A maneuver similar to what Jesse Jones does and taking out the competitor's arms. Of course, Jesse Jones famous for that armbar hold.
That's right. And now Abilene Maverick, as you said, David, with that triangle hold on Santana Garrett, trying the same strategy that Jesse Jones has. I wonder if those two have some sort of plan.
Big kick right there by Abilene Maverick. You know there's a plan. The plan is if Abilene's in trouble, Jesse Jones is supposed to help.
This is why I'm your champion. Give it up! Give it up! He's let me stay here all day.
3, 4. Abilene Maverick sending Santana Garrett to the middle of the ring, getting a 2 count, and this matchup continues for the WOW World Championship. Abilene Maverick defends against Santana Garrett, David. A matchup that fans have been chomping at the bit to see ever since Santana Garrett returned. But if Abilene Maverick can make it past Santana Garrett tonight, you know who's waiting next in line. It doesn't really matter, though, David, who wins this matchup. The Beast wants that world title shot.
You got that right, Nigel. If Santana wins, her first defense might be against the Beast.
And what a tough defense that would be. Abilene Maverick has slowed things down to her pace. Again, such a master of control is Abilene Maverick. She's taken the wind out of the sails of Santana Garrett. She's slowed it down to her pace. And that's what's kept that championship around her waist, David.
The fans getting behind Santana. Santana up on her feet, trying to break the hold, and there she does.
And Santana has been a WOW World Champion before, so she knows what it takes to get the job done. She knows what she has to get in there and do, but can she pull off tonight? The back elbow to Abilene Maverick, and now the boot to follow up, David. Is she building the momentum that will lead her to walk out of here with the WOW World Championship? Blocks the punch attempt from Abilene Maverick and answers back with a shot of her own to Santana Garrett.
Abilene rushed Santana, went to the middle rope, and Santana gave her a quick kick to the head.
And now Jesse Jones giving support to Abilene Maverick from the outside of the ring. Santana Garrett connects with the super kick. And this is where Santana Garrett could quickly capitalize. The WOW World Championship hangs in the balance now. Santana Garrett fully charged. Back handspring elbow to the champion, Abilene Maverick.
The champ is in trouble, but there she uses the rope to hold on. As Santana springs down and then back up with a big left hook. Here's the new champion. No! No!
Amazing athleticism, and you can see the look of shock on the face of the challenger, Santana Garrett. But again, the resiliency of Abilene Maverick. She takes several shortcuts, but David, she is quite the competitor.
Santana springs off the ropes. She's got Abilene.
She's got her in that supernatural neck submission as she wrenches on Abilene Maverick.
Abilene, is her left arm out? Is she giving up? Is she giving up?
I don't see her
She's
giving up.
signaling that this is a submission. Santana Garrett, I believe, has a submission on the champion.
Wait a second,
Here
David.
comes Jessie Jones.
What's Jessie?
Jessie Jones is coming in. Abilene's tapping out. She's tapping out. Abilene Maverick tapped out. Santana Garrett should be the champion. Santana Garrett just forced the champion's left arm. We saw the tapping of the ring.
What is this?
Santana Garrett should be the champion. The referee ringing the bell. Jessie Jones would not get out of the ring.
Well, they had quite the
Here
plan.
is your winner by disqualification,
Abilene Maverick laughing, standing tall.
but still your WOW World Champion, Abilene Maverick.
And still without pinning anybody to retain that championship. She once again escapes with the WOW World Championship.